and I was tasked with trying to cut the wage bill that summer because they clearly couldn't keep relying on £100,000 of external money every month to pay the bills. And
is this just because of the state the first administration had left the club in?
No, it was because, in a way, they didn't have anybody with money running the club. Most people forget the era of Scottish football at that time is nearly every club, from Morton, Dunfermline, Ayr United, all the people who criticised Dundee in the Defiant season were all reliant on a benefactor. Whether it be Dunfermline, it was the guy who was at Bank of Scotland or Royal Bank of Scotland. At Morton, it was the guy that was selling sweeties to kids, the guy that had the millions, the wee sweeties. They all had somebody that was paying in a lot of money. And Dundee didn't have that. They advertised for somebody, and that's how they got Callum Melvin through an advert in the paper. They went out looking for somebody that would put money in. So there's no, from me, there's no criticism other than the naivety of getting involved in that. They were naive and they thought the money would last forever. And actually, other than Callum's businesses run into a problem in September that year, which was 4 weeks before Dundee went into administration, it probably would have always run like that. But my job became looking at the wages of the first team and fixing that as quickly as possible. And in that summer, if you look back, we had high earners like Tony Bullock in the goal, and people who shouldn't have been anywhere near Dundee's first team but getting a lot of money for being there. And I managed to get the wage bill down by about 17 grand a week, which was £850,000 a year. And that was in the summer. That was before administration ever came near. But by that time, it was beginning to be clear that the club could only survive with Callum's money in the format that it was in.